Hey guys, Greg Beast here for a Casual Friday edition, our final head review that I've done over the spring, and this head is the Nike Legacy. I really love this head. I've used it with Team USA over the course of the last couple of seasons because we have to use Nike heads with Team USA at the moment. So I needed a head that had a similar pinch that I'm used to, which I usually use the blade. And I needed a head that was durable and 50-50. So I needed a good flex. I needed something that was durable. I didn't necessarily need a head with a good scoop because in international play, we can still carry the ball in the back of the stick. So I needed a head that had a good wrap around the ball, that when I exited cleanly, and that I could actually play and throw the ball out of the back of the stick. International play and international rule face-offs are a totally different animal. They're way more prison rules. So for instance, guys choke up on the plastic. Most guys in international rules hold the stick like this. I like to go moto grip. That's why I have this little power nub here, so I can put my pinky on it for a little bit of grip so it doesn't slide on the plastic. Other things you're gonna notice are the hourglass shape of the pinch. I'm particularly brutal when it comes to locking the ball. That's why I get on our FO athletes so much about making sure you pro hop, because I like to crush down on the ball because I hate leaving it behind. Most face-off guys like to pluck at the ball and hope and pray that the ball comes out where they want. I like total control of where the ball's coming, so I mangle these heads because I put my weight down on the right hand and crush down so often. So that's why this thing looks like a peanut, okay? And I've also played with it in a few games. So I got it out this week, worked with the guys, took some live reps with our VIPs in the FOA, and it's just a dynamic head. It's a really good head for face-offs, and I think that if you gave this a shot, you'd probably like it. So let's talk about the specs here. One, even though I don't need a head with a good scoop in international play, this head's got a tremendous scoop. Very similar shape to the Nas. So the face shape is very similar. However, when it comes out of the box, it looks a lot like a CEO. The only difference between this head and a CEO, the sidewall shape is the same. However, the CEO just has this bar here. That's why the CEO bends right here and bends like a soup ladle, okay? This, however, has a couple tiny bars that go this way and completely changes the flex point. So this, all the way up to here, is solid, as opposed to a CEO, which everything all the way down to here. This is where the head bends here. This thing's solid up to here. So if you're good at grinding and you have a good screw drill and you can pound around the ball and you have really good tight rotation, you're gonna love this head. If you're a guy who guesses and just kind of punches down the line, there's no help for you there. But for guys who have good technique and actually punch their left hand and can drive around the ball, you're going to love this thing. It can steal a lot of face-offs for you, even if you don't get to the ball before your opponent. So on the motion itself, this flex point is pretty awesome. So we're going to punch down with this right hand. This left hand is going to come up on an angle, and the ball literally goes and gets swallowed up right in the throat. So you can pull the ball out anywhere you want with this thing. You drag it back, you go into a defensive exit, you rotate around. Okay, if you want to go short and choppy and do a normal rotation, helmet low. Okay, when you pro hop and you pull this ball out, it is swallowed up in that throat. Now this one's a little pinched from a week's worth of face-offs, but you can see how this hourglass shape starts to develop. So yes, you're going to need a softball if you use this during the summer. Now here's the thing about this head. It's very stiff out of the box. So when you buy this head, it's going to feel like, how do you face off with this thing? You're going to want to take this head, get boiling water, okay, obviously without the strings, and you're going to dip this side of the head in the pot for 3 minutes, take it out with tongs, don't burn your fingers, and then you're going to put it in throat first into the pot and let it boil for another 3 minutes. Take it out, let it cool at room temperature. When you boil a head, it softens it. When you bake a head, it reshapes it, but it dries it out a little bit. So it's a little bit more fragile, so it's a much better chance of breaking a head if you bake it as opposed to boiling it. So this head's perfect if you boil it 3 minutes on each end, 6 minutes total. Let it cool at room temperature. Don't throw it in the freezer. If you throw it in the freezer, you're gonna make it brittle again, okay? Because now you're expanding and detracting from the size of the molecules, and it's going to be a little bit more fragile. The plastic's going to break a little bit quicker. So 3 minutes on each side, and then cool at room temperature, and then you can lace it up however you want. I'm going to do a tutorial next week on how I particularly string my sticks. So I won't get into that now, but let's get back to the head. So we know we got to make it a little bit more flexible. We're going to boil it. Then it gives us the nice pinch. It pinches and collapses right here on the sidewall, okay, right in, a little bit lower than dead center of the head. Remember now, referees are going to want you to line up top to stop, and I'll do another video about that later. So you're going to most likely be having the head line up to the ball like this now. Okay, so if you're used to taking reps like this, if your face-off coach allows you to do this, then he is doing you a disservice. You should be lining up like this, because this is how it's going to be in college and at the high school level from now on. U.S. lacrosse mechanics have changed. So you're going to want to make sure you have a head that's got a little bit higher flex point. This is going to be money. So you're going to be able to punch right into the ball, and it's going to get swallowed up right in the back there in that little pinch. So great scoop. It's like a shovel, man. Picks the ball right up easily. Very consistent throw. Easy to string. It's got a ton of holes, and they're nice and large, and it doesn't break. I mean, you're going to have to go full tilt and really try to break this thing. Like I said, I've been crushing this thing, and I've played in 2 or 3 USA games with this, and it's maintained its shape. I mean, it's going to bend a little bit in the middle, but it hasn't even come close to starting to fracture. So the Nike Legacy is a head I highly recommend you try. If you like the shape, the open face shape of the Nas, you're going to love it. If you want something that's similar to a CEO but doesn't fold in half like a CEO, you should try this. It's a cheaper alternative. It works really well. Some of our top guys use this head. We got 2019 Syracuse committee uses it. Current Maryland face-off guy, Austin Henningsen, uses it. So there's some guys out there that use this head, they love it, and I think it'll become more popular as you guys give it a shot. And I think this video, after a lot of people watch it, will give it a shot, and they'll like it a lot. So check it out, Nike Legacy. This is the final head review from the FOA Beast Lab. Next week, I'm gonna release another video, and we're gonna keep this thing going. All right, have a good one.